The identity of Colin's father. One Piece's elbaf arc has introduced fans to quite a lot of exciting characters, and quite easily, one of the most intriguing ones is a child named Colin. Colin was first revealed to the fans in the Egghead arc, but he was only named in elbaf, and ever since then, he has continued to appear every now and then. It is clear for the fans to see that Oda is weaving Colin into the story masterfully, and he will have a massive role to play later down the line. But, right now, what fans are more intrigued about is Colin's parentage. More specifically, Colin's father is a very interesting character that fans want to know more about, and he was teased more recently in One Piece chapter 1135. As the story continues to progress, fans will eventually go on to see Colin's father, and they can already tell that this person is actually a monstrously powerful individual. Who is Colin? Colin is a giant who was introduced to the fans quite early into the elbaf arc. He was first seen speaking to the Red Hair Pirates, and, just like Luffy, he wanted Shanks to take him along. Of course, Shanks refused, just as he did with Luffy. But, Shanks did ask him to wait for Luffy because he would show up eventually on elbaf. Colin appears to be more like Luffy in terms of personality. He is a prideful kid and he loves testing his own limits and fighting against stronger enemies. That said, Colin doesn't exactly fit in elbaf's current culture. After elbaf's age of violence, things have changed drastically. The kids around the village don't care for fighting and pride, while Colin clearly does. Clearly, he is a misfit and doesn't get along with the other kids much. As was seen in One Piece chapter 1135, the other kids in elbaf don't seem to like Colin, and this is simply down to the fact that he often causes issues and loves to fight. The other kids are more peaceful and think that fighting is something only ruffians do. In a way, Colin doesn't adhere to the type of life that King Harold wanted to put forward. As was made clear recently, Harold said that giants should make trade with neighboring countries and not war. This essentially means giving up their habits of pillaging and plundering, as well as taking part in massive battles. To Colin, this doesn't seem appealing, but, at the end of the day, he is simply a child fascinated by tales of mighty warriors, Colin's parents and the mystery of his father. While Colin is certainly a very intriguing character, his parents are even more interesting. Colin's mother had already been revealed to the fans, and her name is Ripley. Ripley is a giant from the former generation of elbaf's warriors, which essentially means that she is quite strong. That said, right now, Ripley doesn't actively go on fighting, because she teaches kids how to avoid fighting and wants to promote a peaceful era in elbaf. Ripley was a strong believer in King Harold's word of wanting to make peace with the enemies instead of war. However, King Harold ended up dying, and since then, elbaf is in turmoil. While there is no violence in the country right now, the country is still mourning for King Harold, and will continue to be for long. That said, King Harold's spirit lives on in characters such as Ripley, who are continuously making the effort to make elbaf more peaceful than ever before. Colin's relationship with Ripley is quite interesting. While she clearly believes that kids should not learn more about war and should instead focus on academics, among other things, she is also supportive of the fact that Colin is improving himself in terms of fighting. As far as Colin's father goes, fans were recently made aware of the fact that he is a human. This essentially means that Colin is a half-human half-giant child, even though his size is that of a giant. His strength is absolutely magnificent, and this was evident from when he attacked Luffy. Regardless, Colin's father is of more interest here. As was stated by Colin in the previous chapter, his father is a tremendously powerful pirate. It is said that he used to be a pirate long ago and his strength was such that he wasn't even scared of the giant warriors of elbaf. This essentially means that Colin's father was a legendary pirate, and given his relationship with the Ripley, he must be quite old right now. Who is Colin's father? Oda dropped quite a few clues about who Colin's father truly is. For one, fans know that he used to be a pirate long ago and was very strong, enough to fight and beat even the giant warrior pirates. At the same time, Ripley stated that they have never made their marriage official, and this is because he was the only one who'd grow old, and he did not want that. Of course, this is an implication that Colin's father is quite old by now, which links him to the mysterious man in elbaf. As fans know, there is a silhouetted figure in elbaf who has been seen on many occasions. Some fans have taken up with the idea that this person is the explorer Luis Arnott himself. However, it appears that this is a mighty pirate that fans might have seen before in the story. At this point, the likeliest guess for the identity of this person is none other than Skopper Gabon. Gabon was a legendary pirate who sailed with Roger, and was his left hand. He is a tremendously powerful individual and someone who should certainly have had more importance in One Piece. Just as Rayleigh was introduced to the fans on Sabayati, this could be the time for Gabon to be introduced, and fans might as well get to see that he eventually ended up marrying Ripley, and had Colin as his son. Based on how Oda has talked about Colin's father, he is certainly a legendary pirate with tremendous might, and usually, when legendary pirates are spoken of, more often than not, they have something to do with the Roger Pirates. Undoubtedly, Scopper Gabon is most likely Colin's father, and fans can only hope that they get to see more of him sooner rather than later. Given that the banquet in Elbaf is currently going on, Colin's father could very well drop by, and then, fans can get many exciting secrets not just about the Roger Pirates but potentially about the secrets of the One Piece itself.